Ohio State IU Big Ten Championship preview video number 1. Feels good to say that. I've been waiting to make this video. I've been doing homework to make this video. Here we go. All right, Ohio State defense, Indiana offense. I think this is the matchup to watch. This is the matchup I'm excited to see. What does Ohio State's defense look like against an elite offense? How does IU handle the complexities of Ohio State's defense? Both, in my opinion, are elite units. Both do things extremely well and make things look easy in key freaking moments. All right? I grew up an Ohio State fan, went to IU. I will be torn on this game. Honestly, I don't care who wins. If IU wins, great. Then I get to enjoy that first-time feeling. If Ohio State wins, then great. I can root on for the two-peat. Okay? The bottom line is this is going to be a hell of a matchup. I know there's a lot of cocky Ohio State fans out there. I am not. I'm telling you guys right now, Indiana and some of these other teams are very impressive teams. Ohio State still in this season has a ton to prove, and they have to beat Michigan. If you don't beat Michigan, in my opinion, your season's a failure. I don't care what happens. All right, beating Michigan is the most important thing for Ohio State. So obviously we have Michigan coming up in 2 weeks. Then after that we have this game. So just big things going on. All right, Ohio State got a lot to prove, and then IU, never been there, never done that. Right, it's a big difference. Ohio State is a program. It's a professional ran corporation. The football team is. Indiana's building that. Indiana's always been the laughingstock of the Big Ten football-wise. Next thing you know, Kirk Cignetti, smoking cignetti comes in. Now we're rolling. Okay, I'm going to shut up. Let's get into the board. Please consider subscribing. I got a plug. Beers by the Ivy merch. I sell the shirts and the merch in the stores around Wrigley. So if you're a Cubs fan, especially if you're like an IU Cubs fan, check out Beers by the Ivy hats. Get one for someone for Christmas. You'll love it. I even got the bucket hats. Don't worry, you know me. Always fun stuff. Once again, I sell merch around Wrigley. Okay, let's jump into it. Let's talk about IU's offense. I'm going to get into the complexities of Ohio State's defense. Just to be cocky, there's not many people on the entire internet have broken down Ohio State's defense. I did a 17-minute straight video breaking it down. You can literally get the full details in there. I will briefly go through it in this video. All right. Well, anyways, IU's offense, what makes it special? What makes it special is their personnel. Their personnel, they have a guy that can do all the things. As a unit, I should say. Like, they have a guy who's really good on, an out route. They have the tough receiver who's great yards after the catch. They have the long, deep receiver to go deep. They're running really good power run game. Their quarterback, he can throw at all three levels. He's good with his legs. All right, they essentially have two of the same running backs. We're both power and both speed. All right, they have a tight end that can really block really well. They have a four-string receiver who made some of the biggest catches of the season against Penn State. IU, in my opinion, is a power run team. All right, meaning power, right? We bring offensive linemen from one side to the other, and then we run right here. All right, that's a basic power run scheme. So they're a power run scheme, and then they're a professional pass pro offense. They attack the outside. Let's talk about the personnel real quickly with the receivers. Waffle House, in my opinion, has become receiver number 1, though I sometimes think Cooper is a better receiver. But Waffle House, in my opinion, is playing the X. What is Waffle House really good at? He has a real name, but I will not call him that because his nickname is Waffle House, and I respect the nickname he gave himself. So we call him Waffle House. Okay, I believe his number is 13, nonetheless. What Waffle House is really good at, he's just a big game receiver. He's a big dude receiver, sorry. He's really good about getting separation with his body, using his body to protect the football coming in. He's a big, wide kid. All right, so he's great in the red zone. He's great in short yardage, 6-yard hitches, unbelievable at those. Also, what he really excels in is going deep and getting back shoulders. He's incredible at running a 10-yard out. And IU this whole season has been stealing first downs because they send Waffle House, and anytime they see man-to-man, 3rd and 8, they're going to send him on a 10-yard out, and every single time Mendoza's going to hit him towards the sideline, and that's a catch, steal first down. Why don't all teams do that? Because it's very difficult to do. Okay, so there you go on that. Let's move across to Williams Jr., third receiver. Williams Jr. is their speed, go deep receiver. He can do it all, but what he's really good at is the post game and just the straight, seam route running. Okay. Good hands, good vision, good receiver, especially for a third receiver. Cooper, he's Deebo Samuel. Literally Deebo Samuel. Okay, he had that huge catch against Penn State, but what he's really good at is just you get him the football anywhere in the field, have him run a slant, have him run a drag route, get him the football. He breaks tackles. He gets yards after catch. That is his game. Can he do the out routes and everything? Yes, he's a really, really solid receiver. But his bread and butter is just get the dude the ball in space, let him make a guy miss, let him get 25 yards. All right, lethal, okay? All right, now let's talk about Mendoza and Mendoza's game, okay? He right now is my Heisman Trophy winner. He deserves, in my opinion, the Heisman Trophy because of what he's doing with this team. It's just a never been done thing. He's also an older cat, probably going to go to the NFL next year. In my opinion, this dude deserves the Heisman. What Mendoza is flat out elite on, and you're not going to hear a lot of people say this, but what he's flat out elite on is his internal clock is so on point this year. Meaning, when you're a quarterback, it's so important for you to understand timing. And I'm talking about your blitz pressure coming at you from the defensive line and linebackers if they're blitzing. All right, to understand how much time do you have in the pocket. Do I need to get rid of the ball fast? Do I have a little bit more time to let the play develop? Right, you don't want to get a sack, but you don't want to throw the ball too early. Right, it's this romance and dance. Mendoza, in my opinion, is the best in the country at this. You see him extend plays with his feet. Not in a way that he's like really running out of the pocket, but he's moving back, he's stepping up the pocket, he's staying in the pocket and delivering the football. A very tall kid, okay? Mendoza can throw the ball really well, first level, second level, and third level. His second level passes, they have touch, they have arc. All right, that is flat out huge. A lot of people throw bullets. No, he's got that touch. His deep ball he can throw a speed deep ball and he can throw the arc deep ball. Okay, he's got all the tools necessary to be lethal. And if you're an Ohio State fan, beware. Don't be talking smack about Mendoza because I'm telling you right now, after watching him every single week, the dude can seriously play. Yes, in my opinion, he's better right now than Julian Sand. You heard that right. He is better quarterback right now than Julian Sand, though Julian Sand probably has a higher ceiling. Mendoza right now is the better quarterback. Okay, so just to recap, what IU is going to do is they're going to run a power run game. They're a power run game. Right, Noah Kowski, the tight end, really good run blocker. They're going to keep going and keep going. All right, and then they're going to attack the outside with professional route concepts, 10-yard outs. They're going to get Cooper the ball with some space. That's IU's off. Holy cow, Ohio State's defense, let's go into it. Formation-wise, they run a 4-3, a 4-2-5, and a 3-3-5. 4-3, 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers. 2 safeties, 2 corners. 4-2, you have 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. And then you have pennies, otherwise known as 3-3-5, which is 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. The really key to Ohio State's personnel, in my opinion, is Caleb Downs, number 1. All right, safety. He plays like a roamer safety, very much like a Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed type safety, unbelievably athletic. Will go down, in my opinion, as maybe the best safety Ohio State has ever had. I know there's Mike Dawson, some other really good guys, of course, Jenkins or whatever. But he's just a flat out elite talent, elite vision, elite intelligence, and makes big plays. Even in the Michigan game lost last year, you got to remember he was making some of those plays. I think he got that big pick. So this kid is a gamer, an extremely good, smart, intelligent player. All right, and then when I look into the other power engine to the Ohio State's defense is their front. McDonald, Malone, Curry, and Jackson. They're a defensive line group. Okay, this defensive line group is huge. They're big, they're fast, and they're really freaking smart. And I'll go into that a little bit more, why that matters, because they use that to their advantage. All right, and then the other guy that I really like is Reese, the middle linebacker for Ohio State. This dude's like one of those like 6'3" dudes who runs like a 10.5 100-meter dash. Like he is a flat-out freak of nature. He's athletic. They can use him in every single area on blitz. They can use him on spy. They can use him in coverage. All right, Reese, look out for him. I think he's number 8, but really freaking good. Okay, couple techniques that Ohio State does. That's super important to understand. I'm going to get into more. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to get into like literally how these teams are going to attack, but I just want to describe these before we get going here. All right, they use a lot of different techniques. One thing that they use a lot is what's called simulated pressure, and they use the advantage of the fact that their defensive linemen are so athletic that their defensive linemen can drop in coverage, and then from there they can blitz like linebackers and create confusion. All right, so the struggle that IU is going to have is that this defense is so complex and they come at you from so many different angles, and they run a defense that no one else runs in college football. And the reason why no one else can run this defense in college football, because no one's athletic and smart enough to run this defense in college football. I'm talking about the rotation of 4-3, 4-2-5, and 3-3-5. You have to have unbelievably athletic defensive linemen. You have to have intelligent across the board defensive backs and linebackers to do this. That's why a lot of people don't do this. And realistically, you need that Caleb Downs freak athlete who can essentially fill massive holes of space with his athleticism and, once again, his intelligence. I think I've said intelligence 75 times less. 2 minutes describing Ohio State, but I'm telling you right now, that's exactly what it is, okay? They run zone, they run man, and they also run this thing called man match, which is essentially just a concept of man on this side, zone on this side, and then it can even flip mid-play where if you have, Cooper's guarded by this cornerback, it can look like the cornerback has him, but then they'll do an automatic switch over, and then this corner will drop to guard the flats. So there's just a lot going on as a quarterback, because you're looking at it, you have man, but then it switches to zone mid-play. You have a blitz package where the defensive lineman's dropping back and they're bringing a guy on the outside. They're bringing the middle linebackers, so you have massive pressure on this side. These guys are essentially confusing you out here, and you don't really know what to do. This is Bill Belichick's defense going against college kids, guys. Like, this is NFL stuff. This is why quarterbacks in the NFL throw interceptions, let alone this college kid. I think the hardest thing for Indiana is just having enough time to prepare for this. Like, literally, are they going to be smart enough to beat this defense? Because the schematics of this defense are so complex, and almost no one else runs them on a consistent basis. All right, so how do you beat Ohio State's defense? Well, you take the nonsense and the fanciness out of the defense. You can't let them run a 4-2-5. You can't let them run a 3-3-5. And the only way you do that is you run really freaking well. All right, and Iowa tried this, but Iowa couldn't run the ball well enough against Ohio State. Penn State, same freaking thing. You have to control the line of scrimmage against an Ohio State defense. If you don't do that and you let their defensive backs roam the backfield / defensive backfield, you will get utterly destroyed by Ohio State's defense. So much of this game is going to come down to this offensive line getting penetration. All right, that's number one. Number 2 thing is going to come down to Mendoza. Mendoza's ability to deliver the football with authority. Trust your gut, see it, and throw the ball with speed, with intensity. Because if you're just sitting around and there's a time to layer the ball, don't get me wrong, but if you're sitting around and you are floating the ball against Ohio State, they will move too fast. They will knock the ball down. You will lose possessions because Ohio State's defense, once again, is that freaking elite and athletic plus the scheme. All right, and one thing, too, I would challenge Mendoza on is Mendoza, have to study so much the blitz packages. You have to know every single thing they're going to do in terms of defensive line shift, linebackers blitzing, cornerbacks, nickelbacks coming off the edge. And you need to verbally call those out to your team. Because if you can't do that as a quarterback and you can't protect yourself via communication, a.k.a. the old school Tom Brady. Why did Tom Brady never get sacked? Because Tom Brady was one of the best quarterbacks of all time, calling out the front 7 of the defense and who is going to come at him and moving and sliding protections. Mendoza has to do that. If I was coaching Mendoza, we would be studying that so much. We'd be studying that literally right now. I'd be studying that for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Even during the Purdue week, I would still be studying Ohio State's front 7 and how they blitz. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be the entire game is, can Mendoza pick up blitzes? Can the offensive line block? And then from there, can he deliver the football? I know you can say that's every game. I'm just telling you that the emphasis on this is going to be flat out huge because this is truly wins and losses. Run the ball with strength, call out blitzes on pass pro. Those are the absolute must for IU. And if you're Ohio State's defense, you just play your defense, you stop the run, you play big boy freaking football, you make them get in the pass game, and you utterly eat them alive with blitz combos and really great pass defense, which they've been doing all year long. Like literally as a fan, like I am not concerned about Ohio State's defense. I am concerned about IU's offense. That being said, IU does have some new people. It's a special team. It's a special unit. But that being said, I love this Ohio State defense. The one thing I'll say is this Ohio State defense has truly not been tested. They just haven't. They've had a very easy schedule. This IU offense, they've been tested. They've been in the battle zone. They've been down the fourth quarter multiple times on the road, and they came back. All right, Oregon's defense is pretty freaking good. I mean, literally. So the fact that they came back and beat them, that Penn State defense, that last drive, like this IU offense has guts. All right. I can't wait to see this game. This game is going to be flat out incredible. I'm going to have many more videos on this. I'll do the flip side. I'll do more things more specific. I'll probably do a video just on Julian Sand. I'll probably do a video on just on Mendoza. Please consider subscribing. Appreciate you being here. This game for me potentially is one of those games like I never forget. Like that's how incredibly intense it's going to be. That's how good these teams are. That's how smart and intelligent the schematics are. And honestly, that's how much I like these kids, man. There's a lot of good winners on both sides, really good people, good coaches. I mean, literally, I like Ohio State staff. I like Indiana staff. I probably even like Indiana staff more than Ohio State staff, to be honest with you. So it's just a special moment for IU fans, special moment for Ohio State fans. Super cool. Indianapolis, Big Ten Championship. Can't beat it. Thanks, guys. Once again, please consider subscribing. Check out the hats. Talk soon.